Hello again, everyone. This is our second episode of Topics with Two Hannah podcast. I am joined again by my lovely friend Amanda,
Hello.
and you do not know what we're talking about today.
I do not, and I don't like not knowing.
I purposely did that because you and I are going to construct the ideal teen novel right here, right now. I forgot the intro music. I'll just say it. Do, 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 do. There we go. That's done. All right.
I actually don't know if I've ever read a teen novel.
Neither have I. It's gonna make it even better. Bam. Okay. So, you know what? Let's just start the first line right now. I did read the first page of The Fault in Our Stars once.
Good for you.
And it was something like, in the summer of my 17th year, my mother became convinced that I was depressed because I rarely left my room, ate very little, and spent most of my time thinking about death. I think that was it. And that's a pretty popular teen novel, I believe.
So cheerful.
Well, that's before she meets the guy, Augustus Waters.
Really gets you hooked on, wanting to read more. Just think about death all the time.
It's like, well, this one isn't a teen novel, but I read the first line of 50 Shades of Grey. It's like, it was something like, I scowled at myself in the mirror, and then I was like, nope, that was it. Closed the cover, never looked at it again.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never read any of the Divergent series. I've never read any of the Hunger Games books.
I watched them. Does that count for anything?
I watched the first Hunger Games movie. I never saw any of the others. I think, have you seen all of the Hunger Games movies?
Not the last one.
Oh, okay. Well, that counts. 3 out of 4, whatever. I have not read any John Green books.
Nope.
But I saw Paper Towns, and I actually really liked that. Legitimately, really liked it.
I don't think I've ever read or seen any of his work. So,
yeah. Never. There's this book that's out, Eleanor and Park, by Rainbow Rowell, who also wrote Fangirl.
Never heard of either of them.
Okay, those are pretty popular right now. Never read any of the Percy Jackson books either.
Neither did I.
Those were really popular when I was in 5th grade, and people were doing book reports on them. I was just like, I don't know.
They're getting really popular again.
They are? I did not know that.
I don't understand.
I don't know. All right, so we've hashed out a little. So what's the first line of our teen novel? You tell me right now. And I'll write it down. I'm going to keep notes so that we keep track of what's going on.
Okay, so every good teen novel starts in the summer, so...
Okay, summer. That's
summer.
Good. Should we make it... let's make it first person so that it's like you feel like you're with them in this adventure or something. All right.
Male or female protagonist?
I think we could do either.
I mean, yeah.
I think they're usually female now.
A lot of them are.
Yeah, we got Triss, Katniss, Hazel, Eleanor. I don't know what perspective Eleanor and Park's written from. Anyway.
So then we'll do a guy because
we'll do a guy. Okay, guy. Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. All right.
And then 16, 17.
Yeah, sure. Any one of those.
Those are the ages.
Let's just, he's 16 and 17 at the same time.
The fun ages.
Yeah. At the same time. I'm legitimately writing that down. Oh, you know what? He's 17, but he feels like he's still 16.
Still young. 17 is just so old.
Yeah, he his estranged aunt told him that when you turn 17 is when you're over the hill, and that stuck with him throughout his whole life, and so he still calls himself 16. Bam, a quirky trait. So he still calls himself 16 even though he's actually 17.
Estranged aunt.
Yep.
That could just, get him in some trouble later in life. I'm 16.
Yeah, 50 years old, still calls himself 16. All right. Oh, name.
Common name.
All Or no, yeah, no, they always have quirky names. Um,
Blue.
Blue. I've actually met a few Blues in my life.
See,
Yeah.
just
So Blue.
you've met a few Blues.
Yeah, I have. But then again, I go to a pretty quirky school, so okay, Blue. We're off to a great start.
Yep.
Blue middle name Eagle. Blue Eagle.
Louis. Oh God.
Yes. This is amazing. Okay, so Blue Eagle Ross.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's his full name.
That is the perfect name.
But he only signs off his messages BER because he's quirky like that.
Yeah. So quirky.
Quirky.
So quirky.
Okay, so Blue Eagle Ross is going into his this the summer before his senior year in high school. Or
Yes.
should it be the summer before he goes to college? Which one is more poignant?
Depends.
Let's say it's summer before college. Makes it feel
It's-
more
it's-
like coming of age.
It's last summer.
Last summer before college. And which one of his parents is dead? Or which one does he have a bad relationship with?
What if we just go with both?
Both.
Dead mom, bad relationship with dad.
Oh, brilliant.
So brilliant.
Dead mom. Bad relationship with dad. Okay. So, oh man, you think this is great? You should have heard the novel I came up with last night.
No.
Oh yeah, I was hashing that out with my brother. It was pretty awesome.
I bet.
Yeah, it was about a teenage girl with cancer in a dystopian future.
Just all of it together.
Yeah, sort of like a mixture of that one Shailene Woodley movie and
Yeah.
that other Shailene Woodley movie.
Yeah, and just get Shailene Woodley to do it again.
Actually, I was thinking of getting the girl who plays Jubilee.
Oh.
Lana Condor, Lena Condor. I don't know how you say it. I've only ever seen it in writing. But
Those are hard.
Lena Condor. She's pretty cool looking. So I figured, yeah, she would play my protagonist.
Shailene.
Actually, it was I named the character Ivy Willows.
Oh my God.
Yes. And the book would be called A Dance of the Willow. Bam.
Perfect.
Okay, but back to this book. So, Blue Eagle's mom is dead.
Very dead.
He's got a bad relationship with his dad.
Very bad.
He has no friends.
Because why would he have friends?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Who needs friends?
No, yeah, he has to not have friends so he can get friends in the book.
Yeah. So
It's very important.
he can grow as a person who has friends.
Yes, exactly. So, oh, you know what? His only friend was his bird, and the bird dies.
Of course it does.
Yeah, the bird was a gift from his mom, and it dies. Yes.
And he's just like, this is like a metaphor for everything I've ever loved.
I'm snapping right now. You can't see that. But snapping, that's great. So, bird is dead, and so now he wants to run off some steam, and so he just goes running into town because that's what he wants to do.
It's run off some steam by literally running.
Yes, literally. And his dad is at work because he doesn't care about him or something.
Yeah, that's his explanation, but in reality, his dad is just
Working. Yeah, he's like at his job, getting money. But Blue Eagle Ross doesn't acknowledge that, and we are only looking at his perspective.
So
It's first person. It's like so Blue Eagle Ross goes running. He lives in a small town, very small town, not a lot of stuff there. And he runs to this we want to make it like a building or the wilderness.
the wilderness,
The
because
wilderness.
that's just
it's about like innocence and stuff.
It's so edgy, running to the woods.
Yes. So he comes across this treehouse.
It's an abandoned treehouse in the woods.
Yes. Except, whoa, plot twist, it's not abandoned. So he goes up there because he thinks it's abandoned because it looks like gross and old.
All mossy and
Yeah.
decaying.
So he wants to just kind of sit in there because his bird's dead. And then he meets a boy or a girl? Girl? Boy?
So hard. A boy and a girl.
Ah, there you go. Yes. Meets a boy and a girl. Boy's name is
What if we give him like a really average name and then she gets the crazy name?
oh yeah, sure. So the boy is Dave. Dave.
Johnson.
Yes. Perfect.
Dave Johnson.
You know, I legitimately think that might be the name of one of my teachers.
Oh my god.
Don't know though. The girl is Ember Rivers.
Ember Rivers.
Yes. Wow, perfect. So Blue Eagle Ross meets Dave Johnson and Ember Rivers in this treehouse. And they're about the same age as him, but they're like hanging out in this treehouse. And he asks, like, why are you hanging out in this treehouse? And she says, it's so isolated out here. It's like you can stay young forever.
And he's just like, I think it's nice up here.
Yeah, Dave Johnson. So Blue Eagle Ross has finally found Dave Johnson and Ember Rivers, and he never met them before, even though he lives in a small town.
And they totally go to the same school.
Yes. But, oh yeah, Ember Rivers, she's got to have, like, half red hair, half blue hair.
Yep.
Yes.
Because why not?
Mm-hmm. And Dave Johnson, what's his defining trait?
Oh, green eyes.
Green eyes. He's got green eyes. Because he's Dave Johnson. So they start hanging out in this treehouse, right? And, well, first they bury Blue Eagle Ross's bird.
In a ceremonial bird burial.
Yeah. And so it was a yellow canary, and yellow was his mom's favorite color. Oh yeah, the walls of their house used to be yellow, but when she died, his dad painted them over, and they're brown now. And that's a source of great resentment.
Because yellow was the color of happiness, and now brown covers it.
Fun fact, yellow is actually the royal color in Austria because it was Maria Theresia's favorite color, and she painted a lot of the castles yellow. Fun fact. Anyway, so bird is buried. Ember Rivers and Dave Johnson, they have a little bird funeral.
They weep some tears and just are all sad.
Have a tiny tombstone on there, like, here lies
Bird.
here lies Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
Yep.
Rip.
And so the bird gets buried, and then Blue Eagle Ross, he is an artist.
Yep.
He's an artist. He likes painting. And Ember Rivers is what is she?
A musician.
Yeah, sure, she's a musician.
But she doesn't stick to one instrument.
Oh yeah, because she likes doing everything.
Yeah.
She likes doing a bunch of different stuff, and he asks her, "Oh, what do you play?" And she's like, "I play whatever comes across my way."
Try everything.
Dave Johnson is he's actually a football player. What? But he hangs out with Ember Rivers because they've been friends since they were little.
Just forever?
Yep.
Best friends.
Forever best friends. So Blue Eagle Ross, he stopped painting after his mom died because he was too sad.
And, no painting with no joy.
Yes, no joy, so he never painted. And then he meets Ember Rivers and Dave Johnson, and then they start hanging out. So they go to Ember River's house. She like plays him a song on the guitar, but it's totally improv, right? It's improv, but it still sounds good.
Because she's just that good.
She's that good, and it's, you know, she is singing about flying, and then Blue Eagle figures out that she's actually singing about how she met him and how she likes having met him. So that's the start of the romance between Ember Rivers and Blue Eagle Ross.
Dave.
Oh yeah, Dave's the third wheel. Sorry, Dave. So Ember Rivers plays that song, and then Blue Eagle Ross. So she asks him, "So what do you do?" And he's like, "Well, I used to paint." And she says, "Why don't you paint something?" He's like, "'Cause it hurts too much." And then she says, "Sometimes you have to hurt so that you know how to make it feel better." So she has art supplies hanging around because she does that too.
Yeah, of course.
So she gives him canvas, paint, and tells him to paint. And what does he paint?
I don't know. There's a whole painting montage of him feeling it.
Yes.
The colors and
this is brilliant.
just picking them out like, oh, the reds and the blues.
Yeah, we will describe, like in this novel, we will describe the colors to such a degree that it will take 2 whole pages just to he hasn't even started painting yet, just to say what the colors look like.
He's just looking at it and he's feeling it, all the emotions in the paint and
yes,
everything.
But but hey, we find out she was around doing stuff while he was painting, and he painted a perfect portrait of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
because he knows her face from memory. Apparently.
Because he's that good.
Because he's that good.
Exactly. Wow, this is brilliant. But then, so everything goes pretty well for Blue Eagle Ross.
And he completely forgets about Dave.
Oh, no. Dave, because Dave's the football player, he kind of knows the rest of the student body. So
and he's just popular and happy.
So they're okay with the student body. They don't hang out with them with the popular kids. Dave hangs out with them more. But Ember and Blue Eagle Ross, they're cool with them because they know Dave. So everything's going okay. He still, has a bad relationship with his dad, as that is. But everything's going all right. But whoa, Ember gets hit by a car.
Oh God. Does she die though?
No. But in the hospital, she tells Blue Eagle Ross that she has cancer.
Oh my God. What kind of cancer? Let's see. Ovarian cancer.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Okay, so we find out that she has ovarian cancer. And then Dave confesses that he knew, but he didn't tell Blue Eagle Ross because why would he? That's Ember's business,
Yes, and this offends Blue Eagle just so much because
he's upset, even though it was Ember's business and nothing absolutely said that they had to tell him.
Yeah,
but he gets really mad. So
he feels betrayed by his friends for not informing him.
Yes. Well, he feels mad at both of them, and Dave included. Both of them, including Dave, and
including Dave.
So then he goes. Where does he go?
Not to the treehouse.
Yes, he goes back to the treehouse, which is still gross, by the way.
It just stays gross.
But it's a metaphor.
It gets grosser.
It's a metaphor because they go there to imagine that they're forever young, but they never clean it or anything, and it's getting gross, and it's
covered in candy wrappers and moss and ants and just everything in the forest.
Yes.
Lives in this treehouse.
Yes. So it's a metaphor for their desire to preserve their youth, but how that will ultimately
kill them.
Yes. Make them not good for the world. Exactly. So he goes back to the treehouse and he's sitting, but then he looks in the corner and he sees a carving and it says BER plus ER. And he realized that Ember put that there because she likes him just like he likes her. And he realizes, you know, he has this huge epiphany and realizes he made a huge mistake. So he climbs down from the treehouse and he goes back to the hospital where Ember is because, you know, she still got hit by that car.
She didn't get out of the hospital in like a couple hours.
No. And so he says that he wants to have whatever time they can have left together because he says, because I love you. And she says, I love you too. And then Dave says, I love you guys.
Because he's there. He's in the hospital with his friend.
Yes.
Just sitting there. Like, where'd you run off to?
So then they have their first kiss, and we will have like a paragraph of how magical it is.
Yeah, just him describing the soft lips and everything.
The softness of her lips. I ran my hand through the blue side of her hair. And I
so
knew
silky.
And I knew that everything at that moment was perfect. But I didn't know what tomorrow would bring. And then we got the next chapter, okay?
Mhm.
Oh, you know what? Let's make this a trilogy.
Okay.
Okay, so the next book. This is book 2. So
Book 2.
book 2, people. So it's been discovered that Ember has ovarian cancer. Dave is still Dave.
Dave is still
his
Dave.
relationship with his dad. Oh, his dad gets a girlfriend.
Bam.
Mm.
A hot young girlfriend
Yes,
who's super nice, but Blue Eagle Ross hates because
because his mom's still dead.
how can you have a girlfriend if mom is dead? Like, she's dead, son. She's dead.
Yeah, and so Blue Eagle Ross. So this is still summer, by the way.
Yep.
This was you know what? Summer's like 3 months long. Each book is a month.
A month of his life.
Yes. So, Emma Rivers has ovarian cancer, but Blue Eagle Ross decides to take her out on a date, and she's never been on a date before, and neither is he, because they're both pure. So.
They're both pure.
Yeah, but Dave has been like on dates before, but that's because he's the supporting character and he doesn't have to be pure, so it's okay.
Oh my god.
So
Dave is just killing it in the game. Like, everybody loves Dave.
yeah, but so they go out to a carnival.
Yeah, because the carnival's in town. It's summer. There's a carnival.
Yeah, for sure. I actually went to the OC Fair earlier.
I've never been to a carnival.
OC Fair, really fun. Had deep fried Oreos,
Ooh.
really good. I went to go see Queen Nation.
Ooh.
That was great. Super fun time. That was an aside. Back to business. So they go to the fair, and you know those carnival games that are impossible to win? He wins one of them.
Yeah.
He's got the power of love on his side. So he wins a stuffed dolphin for her because dolphins are her favorite animal.
Yeah.
Because she says that no matter what, they've always got a smile on their face.
Just so happy.
So when the stuffed dolphin, they go up on the Ferris wheel, and their car, you know, in the Ferris wheel, it stops right at the top. They're overlooking the landscape. They're looking at the sunset, and then they kiss again.
And it's just as magical,
As the first.
if not more, because the setting is so perfect, and you know he's so in love.
Mm-hmm. So he's so in love with Ember Rivers, and then so they come down from the Ferris wheel, and this is another like metaphor, right? So they were up at top, and now they come down. As soon as they get off the Ferris wheel, boom, her cancer flares up. So,
Is that how cancer works?
well, I know that you can have I think you can have cancer attacks when you start bleeding out of your nose or vomiting blood or something.
She just starts vomiting blood right off of the Ferris wheel.
Yes, because
This is traumatizing.
okay. This is the second book, and it's when things get more edgy.
It's just so traumatizing.
Yes, so he realizes, so he's in the ambulance with her, and they're rushing to the ER. She can't talk to him because she's having a cancer attack. I don't know what they're called. Forgive me for not knowing.
It's a cancer attack.
Yes. So they are on their way to the hospital, and she is, she's all scared because the bad stuff happened. So she's holding onto his hand, And so he sings her the song that she sang to him.
Because he
the day they
remembers
first-
it.
Yes. He's got a great because they had the power of love, and the power of love imprinted it inside of his head and
Yeah.
also made him musically inclined.
Yeah, he's just like so perfect with this song. No instruments needed.
Exactly. So they get to the hospital, and Ember's mom is there, but not her dad, because we find out that her dad's dead. Bam! And so Ember's mom, whose name is
Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah, there we go. Lisa Rivers. So Lisa meets Blue Eagle finally. And so she knows, like, she's heard about him. Ember's talked about him. So she kind of gets the idea that Ember likes him. But, she doesn't quite know what to make of him yet. She's never met him before.
His name is Blue Eagle Ross.
Yes. And but they never acknowledge that it's weird.
I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
It's a completely normal name.
Yeah, Blue Eagle Ross.
The
Why
fact
not?
that he goes by his full name, not
Yeah.
just Blue, but Blue Eagle Ross at all
It's true.
times.
Well, sometimes they call him Blue Eagle, nickname kind of. Not nickname, but like shortened name.
Just so you don't have to say Ross.
Yeah, like if you name someone Elizabeth and call her Liz, it's like that. Blue Eagle Ross, you just call him Blue Eagle. Perfect.
Perfection.
So Lisa Rivers, Ember's mom, so they get to talking, and Lisa reveals that she was an artist too when she was young, because you need that connection, that artistic connection.
Yep.
And then, but she reveals that she gave it up so that she could, raise her daughter, be a mom. But then her husband, Ember's dad, died. He also died of cancer.
Just, yeah. What kind of cancer?
Prostate cancer. That's the most common,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, prostate cancer. So
Bam.
the dad, Wolfgang,
Wolfgang Rivers.
died of prostate cancer.
Suddenly, just
Yes.
so suddenly.
So Lisa has been working, as single mother, raising her daughter, and she is describing to Blue Eagle. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. She's describing to Blue Eagle Ross how difficult it is for her to, work a job and be able to raise her daughter and provide for her daughter. And that's when Blue Eagle realizes what his dad has been doing for him the whole time.
Being a good dad.
Yes, working so they can have money for things like food and a house and clothing.
Art supplies, because
Exactly.
art supplies ain't cheap.
Yeah. So that's when Blue Eagle Ross realizes that he's been acting rashly.
And hey, my dad's not that bad.
Yeah, and then that also makes him think of how his dad's girlfriend, bought him all those art supplies too. Like, she bought him a whole new kit.
Trying to get in good with the kid,
Yeah, and he realizes that she's just been trying to be nice, because Lisa also describes how, after losing her husband, she feels rather lonely now.
All alone in a giant bed.
Yeah. Another aside, my mom actually did meet a widower at some place, and he actually did say, the hardest time is when I reach for the other side in the middle of the night and there's no one there.
Oh, but yeah, like
This
you
just got
sit
really
next
heavy.
to him, like-
That was a real life story. Pretty sad.
Lighter notes.
Yeah. So back to the book. So that's how Blue Eagle Ross realizes that his dad's not like out to get him, but he just wants to find love, just like how Blue Eagle Ross loves Ember.
Yep.
So, Dave's at the hospital too. Dave shows up because, Ember's his friend.
They're best friends.
Yeah, they've been best friends.
Best friends since child.
Mm-hmm. But, Dave feels like Ember's like a sister to him. So he, says to Blue Eagle Ross, he's the one to say to him, like, hey, she's not going to have a lot of time. And if I were you, I would probably, stop the hurt now.
Like, don't stay with her.
Yeah, like, you know.
Dave.
Yeah, and he's just trying to be a friend to Blue Eagle Ross because he knows this is hard on Blue Eagle Ross because this is Blue Eagle Ross's. Wow, this is long to say. That's his first. This is his first encounter with the cancer, and so Dave, he's been friends with her for so long. He's encountered it a couple other times before, and he says it's like, it doesn't get easier, believe me. And then Blue Eagle Ross, he says, with his newfound confidence in himself and like meeting Lisa, he says like, I need to stick by her because I love her, and first love only comes once. I mean, of course it does, but we're gonna say that in the book.
Yeah. And Dave's just like, bro, she might die. And he's all like, Blue Eagle Ross is all dramatic, like, I know she might die, but I still love her.
Yes, she might die, but I will definitely be with her.
But she also might live.
Yes. And so then so Lisa says that she's gonna take Ember home. Ember's still kind of weak. She like squeezes Blue Eagle Ross's hand before she has to go. And then Blue Eagle Ross goes home, and he no words between him and his dad. He just walks into the house. His dad gets up. It's like, it's like, where have you been? Blue Eagle Ross doesn't say anything, just goes over and hugs him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Second book ends. Okay, third book, last book.
The end.
Oh wait, so the
of an era.
first book was called Eagle's First Flight.
Oh my god. Eagle's First Flight.
The second book was called the second book was called A Darker Blue.
And then what? Third book, Eagle Landing.
Blue Eagle Lands. Perfect.
Bam.
Okay, so third book opens, and it's the last month of summer. So Ember's recovered from her little like attack. I mean, the cancer is obviously still spreading, but she's gonna start chemo, like again. She had gone through chemo before, but she wanted to stop because chemo makes you really sick. So she stopped it, but now that it's flared up again, she's gonna start it again. So she starts chemo. She's losing her hair.
Her beautiful hair.
Yeah, her beautiful half blue, half red hair. And so Blue Eagle Ross, he buys her this hat she was looking at in the store because he's nice like that.
Yeah, so nice like that. Just, I'll buy you a hat.
Yep, so covers up the bald spots, but she's gonna eventually lose all her hair, but we haven't gotten to that point just yet.
Yep, just the kind of patches of hair falling out.
Yes. So Dave and Ember and Blue Eagle Ross all decide to go to the beach.
Let's go to the beach.
Yes. Wait, what state do they live in? You never said that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. They go to the beach. That's the point.
Yep.
So they go to the, it's like, yeah, it would be easier if they lived in one of those states that you can just drive maybe 30 minutes to the beach.
Yeah, so.
It's, like, as long as they're not in Kansas, we're fine. So they go to the beach, and they're hanging out, just Blue Eagle Ross, Ember, and Dave Johnson, and they have a great beach time. There'll be a lot more description, like how,
the beach ball flew in the air.
Yeah, how she threw off her hat and felt the salty, windy air through
what's left of her hair.
That rhymed.
It did rhyme.
And then he's, this is from Blue Eagle Ross's point of view, so he says like sunlight reflected on her skin so beautifully.
I'd never been to the beach and had so much fun. It was just the best time I've ever had.
And we have to say like, I hadn't gone to the beach since Mom died.
It was one of her favorite places.
I think she would have liked to come, but in a strange way, I felt like she was already there.
Also, I miss my bird.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, he talks about the bird too. Oh yeah, he sees the seagulls and misses his bird, and that's actually what spurs him to think about his mom. There we go.
Bam, all connected.
Yes, perfect. And so then he and Ember Rivers. Turns out she doesn't know how to like swim, so like that's why she doesn't go into the water. And so he's good at swimming, So he gives her like a little swimming lesson, but it's calm waves, so it's okay. Like nothing bad happens, but it's
Yep.
just like a little learning experience. And Dave comes in too because he's athletic.
And he's just swimming around.
Yep. So they swim around together, and Dave's all like, "Yeah, I've been trying to get you to swim for years, and it just took Blue Eagle Ross." And then she just looks over at him and says, "I guess so."
Oof.
Yep. And then so they swim around, and then at the end, they're watching the sunset on the beach, and he finds he finds a shell that is perfectly broken so that it can be like a ring.
Yep. Not jagged at all.
Yes, it's he just finds it, and it's destiny. So he gives it to her, and he just says like, "This isn't a marriage proposal or anything, because that would be weird, but."
It's a promise for forever.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Love it. So
She's snappy.
she puts it on, and then they drive home, and Dave's driving so that he and her can sit in the back, and she can be sleepy and lean on his shoulder.
Dave's just like there when they need him.
Yeah.
Good friend Dave. He's just a good friend.
He's good friend Dave. That's like his nickname, good friend Dave.
Good friend Dave.
So they drive back home, and things are cool with his dad now. And his dad's girl and Blue Eagle Ross's dad's girlfriend, comes over occasionally. They like have dinner. Everything's like okay, pretty civil. And then, what's the one place Blue Eagle Ross always wanted to see?
I don't know.
Let's just think of a place. Disneyland.
Yep, Disneyland.
He's
That's
never
great.
been to Disneyland. Poor sad guy. So, and neither has Ember because they live in a small town, and
There's no Disneyland in the small town.
no. You kidding? Oh yeah, no. Actually, it makes sense. They both have single parents who couldn't afford it.
Yes.
There you go.
But together.
Yeah, and so they surprise Ember for her birthday, her 18th birthday, by both their so Blue Eagle Ross and her mom, they work together to get a trip to Disneyland. So he and her mom comes too
Because
because he needs supervision and stuff.
chaperones.
Yeah. Oh, so or maybe she doesn't. Cause
No chaperone.
Yeah. Okay. So no, they just go together. So Blue Eagle Ross and Ember go because Ember's a legal adult now. It's funny, she's like a few months older than him. So, so they go to Disneyland and they have a lot of fun, and they go on all the rides that I've never been on, which is most of them. And so
I've been on all of them, so all the rides that I've been on.
So, they're having a good time. They are eating. Well, what's the one like sweet treat thing at Disneyland that people really like again? It's not a caramel apple. It's like a
Oh,
not like a funnel cake or something.
like the pineapple ice cream? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe. Let's just say it's
There's
that.
like so much.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of food, but they eat a lot of stuff, and so then, they have kissed several times now.
On multiple occasions.
Yes.
Just kissing everywhere.
And, they're both virgins. But then, after that first day in Disneyland,
They're not.
yeah, they go back to the hotel and they play some music. They're listening to music, and then they start dancing in their hotel room, and then they kiss. And normally, the kiss would break off after like 3 seconds or something. But this one goes on for longer.
And the music, it's just so sensual.
And then, we describe it, and then they're like first and last time because
She's
they're,
dying.
they're laying together morning after, and then they have to go because it was their last day, so they fly back home. Then when they get home, it's the 2 weeks before school starts, and she has so the chemo, so she already lost her hair when they went to Disneyland.
Completely
It
bald.
was already gone.
She gets to wear all the cool Disney hats.
Yes. Perfect. So then they get back, and she tells him, she goes to the doctor, and then she tells him that the doctor has said that her cancer has now spread to everywhere.
Yeah, you're just a ball of cancer now.
essentially.
Sorry.
Yep. So, she's like at bed rest essentially. Like she's decided she doesn't want to do any more chemo because cancer's everywhere. It's not going to change anything. So she just.
This is just depressing.
So she just no. It's okay. It'll get more optimistic at the end. So she's at home, and so Blue Eagle Ross comes over every day, looks after her.
He'll sing to her.
Yes, he sings to her, shows her his paintings. Lisa Rivers even lets him like sleep on the couch so that he can be there in the morning, right when she wakes up. And so she's very weak now, and Dave comes over too a lot, and so she says to him, "Do me a favor," and he's like, "Anything." She's like, and she takes her shell ring because it was a promise for forever, so it's also a metaphor. So she puts it in his hand and says, "Never stop painting."
Ooh. Well, then what? She dies?
Yes.
And she's dead.
So she's dead. Blue Eagle Ross is very sad.
I think everyone's just sad.
Dave Johnson is very sad.
Just a sad time.
Yep. So then they go to her funeral. He is the first to put a chunk of dirt on her casket.
And it has the ring with it or something.
Yes. And it's like, and as he puts it down, he just says, "I promise." And then he goes off. Then he goes back home. He's packed up his things and he's going off to college. And he is going to major in art. And Dave's going off for a football scholarship somewhere else.
She's somewhere way out there.
So he's driving off in the distance. He says goodbye to his dad. Says goodbye to his dad's girlfriend, who he's on good terms with now.
He just likes them now. They're good. Everyone's good.
But he stops by to Lisa Rivers' house first, her mom, and he gives her the portrait that he painted of Ember.
Dun dun dun.
And she's very grateful. She's crying, and she's very happy though that he gave that to her. So then he's driving off in the distance, and he has his inner monologue. And he says, "Someone once told me that 17 was over the hill, but this summer showed me that it was just the beginning." End of the third book.
Bam, bam, bam.
And then we win the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Yep, because that's just literary genius right there. That's the best. That's the peak of all things.
The ideal teen novel. We did it. So that's called the Blue Eagle series.
Yep.
So first one was Eagle's
First Flight.
Eagle's First Flight. Second one was A Darker Blue, and this third one was Blue Eagle Lands. Look for it in bookstores everywhere.
Maybe sometime. Eventually.
If we actually write it, we got a page of notes here. Just publish that and hand it out as pamphlets.
Bam! Check out our podcast. It explains everything.
Yes. So if you liked this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Tell your enemies about it. Tell your dogs. Tell your cats. Tell your parents. Tell your brothers, sisters, cousins, grandparents, great-grandchildren. Made a generational jump there. And check out.
Tell everybody.
Wait for the Blue Eagle series. Thank you for listening.